what if you're doing a pendulum swing? Would it still be better to slow down and do shorter pendulum movements?
This question, it's such a good question because now I'm going to be able to explain you what happens when you use shorter strokes, shorter hand movements, or longer hand movements. In general, when we do pendulum movement, what happens in the skin is you pretty much kind of like a swing, right? Like it's a swing. Essentially, pendulum movement, it is a swing. When you go towards you and when you're coming back, right? So you're in the skin in both directions. That seems like you're introducing pretty good amount of pigment because you do both directions, but it really depends on how you do it. Because if your stroke is really long, then you are actually essentially spreading the pigment. So you don't saturate as fast or as much versus if you're going to do a little shorter movements, because when the movements are short, the pixels are pretty close to each other. So you can do both. It's not wrong to do one or another. It's just for what type of result are you looking for. So both could be. Talking about the speed, if you do it really quickly, sometimes you can actually on a slower speed. So if your machine works slow, I would slow down the hand too, because if your machine works slow but you work really quickly, then you are kind of tearing the skin pretty much. It doesn't matter if it's a long movement of your hand or a shorter movement. In both cases, you will end up tearing the skin because you're going to go pretty quickly.